Hello, dear listener. Thank you for joining me today. As you settle in, I invite you to get comfortable, perhaps find a cozy spot to relax, and prepare yourself for a long, somewhat dull story that may gently lull you into tranquility. If you feel inclined, consider subscribing to our channel, but of course, only if it feels right for you. Now let us begin our exploration of elevator etiquette, starting with the concept of personal space and boundaries, a delicate subject that often seems overlooked in the hustle of everyday life. Picture this. The elevator doors open and you find yourself face to face with fellow travelers. A shared moment, yet a myriad of unspoken rules fills the small space as people step inside. It is here that we encounter the intricate dance of standing close while still respecting the invisible bubble each person maintains around themselves. Some individuals instinctively position themselves in the corners or against the walls, their bodies angled away, silently communicating a desire for solitude. Others may lean against the railing, appearing relaxed, but subconsciously keeping a safe distance. Each behavior speaks volumes, offering a window into the personal boundaries we each establish in these ephemeral moments, caught between floors. Now consider the array of emotions present on these short journeys. The subtle discomfort that arises when someone stands too close, invading that sacred sphere of personal space. We become acutely aware of the slightest movements, the sound of shifting feet, or the rustling of clothing. Each sound reverberates through the stillness, punctuating the silence in a way that can feel quite intrusive. Every elevator ride is a chance for social interaction. Yet the desire for personal space creates a paradox of connection and avoidance. As we drift through the floors, we ponder the unspoken agreements we forge with strangers, each ride a lesson in navigating the delicate balance between proximity and privacy. Such moments encapsulate the essence of human interaction, shaped by unyielding walls and yet forming community in transit. The elevator becomes both an escape and a convergence, a vessel for anonymous encounters and quiet solitude. When entering an elevator, it is crucial to approach the doors with caution. As the elevator arrives at a designated floor, the doors will open automatically, revealing the interior. Ideally, one should wait a moment before stepping inside to allow any exiting passengers to disembark without obstruction. This practice promotes a smooth flow of movement and prevents any potential collisions. As the passengers exit, they may shift their weight from one foot to the other. Observing these transitions can help gauge the flow of human traffic within the confined space of the elevator. Once a sufficient gap has opened, individuals may step forward. It is advisable to enter swiftly yet cautiously, ensuring that one does not inadvertently block the doorway for other potential passengers waiting to enter. Upon entry, it is customary to position oneself perpendicularly to the elevator doors, facing the control panel for optimal space utilization. Passengers should avoid crowding the rear section of the elevator, as this could lead to awkward positioning should the elevator be filled to capacity. Departing passengers must remain mindful of the door opening mechanism and should stand clear of the doors when it is their turn to exit, ensuring that movement is both unobstructed and safe. Elevators serve as a distinct microcosm of social interaction, where unwritten rules of conversation come into play. These interactions typically occur in brief exchanges, with the duration of the ride often determining the nature of the dialogue. It is customary for individuals to maintain a certain physical distance, preserving personal space while simultaneously engaging in conversation, should the circumstances permit a verbal exchange. The elevator environment, often enclosed and limited in size, necessitates adherence to social norms that may not apply in open spaces. Facial expressions play a significant role in these fleeting interactions. A polite smile or nod can serve as a nonverbal acknowledgement of shared proximity, signifying a temporary bond formed by the experience of being confined together. It is essential to maintain an appropriate tone of voice, as speaking too loudly can disturb the confined auditory atmosphere, whereas whispering may imply secrecy or discomfort. Topics of conversation often revolve around neutral subjects, such as the weather or a recent development in the office, as these are deemed socially acceptable and low risk. Engaging in personal discussions is generally frowned upon, as intimacy is considered inappropriate in such a transient setting. Thus, the conversation typically remains surface level and unremarkable, serving merely as a means to fill the brief silence that might prevail. Reading nonverbal cues in elevators is an essential component of understanding the silent dynamics of interpersonal interaction in these confined spaces. Elevators inherently create a unique social environment characterized by limited personal space and varying degrees of social familiarity. Individuals often enter elevators with distinct social narratives, which are communicated not through words but through a vast array of nonverbal signals. Body language plays a crucial role in this context. The positioning of the body can indicate comfort or discomfort. For instance, an individual who stands rigidly, arms tightly crossed, may be signaling anxiety or a desire to maintain personal boundaries. Conversely, a more relaxed posture, with open arms and a slight lean towards others, often communicates approachability and a willingness to engage, even if that engagement is nonverbal. Facial expressions contribute significantly to the reading of nonverbal cues as well. A slight smile may imply acknowledgement or friendliness, whereas a furrowed brow could convey discontent or displeasure. Eye contact, or the lack thereof, is another pivotal aspect. Direct eye contact can establish connection, while looking away may indicate disinterest or a wish for solitude. Furthermore, subtle movements, such as shifting feet or tapping fingers, can reveal impatience or nervousness, providing insight into an individual's emotional state. Understanding these nonverbal cues requires careful observation and interpretation, as they are often layered and influenced by contextual factors, including time of day, the layout of the elevator, and the specific individuals present. The interplay of these various forms of body language and facial expressions creates a rich tapestry of communication that is seldom formally acknowledged, yet is constantly at work within the elevator's four walls. Keeping a conscious awareness of these dynamics is vital for navigating the complex social terrain encountered during brief periods of vertical transit. Timing in the context of elevator dynamics is a concept that warrants careful consideration, especially when evaluating the varying influence it has on the overall experience of elevator operation and user interaction. When an individual approaches an elevator, the temporal aspect is immediately relevant. The choice of when to press the call button can determine the wait time before the elevator arrives, which is a crucial factor that influences the perception of efficiency. Once the call button has been engaged, a measurable delay occurs before the elevator doors open. This delay can be influenced by numerous variables, including the distance of the elevator car from the designated floor, the number of other calls in the system, and the operational efficiency of the elevator model in question. Further complicating the situation is the matter of how long the doors remain open once the elevator has reached the desired floor. Regulatory safety standards dictate that doors must maintain a specific open duration to allow passengers adequate time to embark and disembark. Moreover, the rhythm of timing plays a significant role. This rhythm is established not only by the mechanical engineering underlying the elevator's operation, but also by the human behavior exhibited by individuals waiting for the elevator. The synchronization between the arrival of the elevator and the timing of a person's decision to enter can result in varied outcomes, creating an elasticity of experience that may include moments of tension or urgency. Patterns of usage also contribute to the dynamics of timing, as peak hours often result in longer wait times. The impact of these peak times may fluctuate based on numerous factors, including the day of the week, time of day, and local cultural practices associated with building usage. As individuals navigate their own schedules, it becomes increasingly important to recognize how these external elements influence the perception of time spent within the elevator system. It is also worth noting that the presence of additional passengers can alter the timing involved in both entry and exit. Social norms dictate the order in which individuals enter, often leading to pauses as one person defers to another. The coordination of timing amongst multiple riders can lead to delays that further complicate the efficiency of the overall elevator operation. This interdependence of timing and human interaction can create intricate patterns of behavior that reflect broader societal norms and expectations influencing elevator dynamics. In commercial buildings, understanding the timing of elevator use can also inform scheduling and building policies. For instance, organizations may analyze peak elevator traffic to optimize service. By monitoring and adjusting service intervals based on timing patterns, building management can enhance the overall effectiveness of elevator operations, thereby improving user experience. The cyclical nature of elevator timing is a testament to the intricate balance between technology and human behavior within such confined transport systems, creating a multi-layered network of experiences and expectations that relies heavily on the variable factor of timing. Elevators serve as microcosms of the broader social structure present in various hierarchical institutions such as corporate offices, residential buildings, and public transport systems. Within these enclosed spaces, individuals often orient themselves according to perceived status, rank, and authority. The dynamics within an elevator can be influenced by a myriad of factors, including the time of day, day of the week, and the specific environment in which the elevator operates. When individuals enter an elevator, there is often an unspoken negotiation of spatial distribution. Those of higher rank, often denoted by job title, office size, or other visible markers of status, may gravitate towards the center, asserting their position by occupying the most advantageous spots. Conversely, individuals lower in the perceived hierarchy may position themselves towards the sides or back, minimizing their presence to avoid drawing attention. The interaction that occurs or often does not occur during these brief transport episodes, can also reflect underlying power dynamics. Elevator etiquette typically dictates that one avoids unnecessary conversation, adhering to a code of silence that may further entrench these hierarchical divisions. Acknowledgments such as nods or brief eye contact may occur but are often minimal, serving to reinforce the established pecking order. In instances where elevator users are of the same perceived rank, the dynamics can shift as they engage in polite chit-chat, an exchange that provides a brief respite from the rigid adherence to hierarchical norms. Observation of these interactions over time reveals patterns, as regular elevator users develop an unspoken understanding of the social landscape around them. New or infrequent users may experience confusion as they navigate these invisible boundaries, uncertain about where to stand or how to interact with established members of the community. Various strategies can emerge as individuals attempt to ascertain their positions within this intricate web of dynamics. Consequently, the interplay of hierarchy and personal interactions in elevators can lead to the establishment of social cues that dictate behavior, wherein certain individuals feel compelled to defer to others simply due to the context of the elevator environment. The silent observance of these events can yield a sociological study of sorts, as each ascent and descent becomes a reflection of the larger societal structure beyond the elevator doors. Understanding these dynamics can illuminate the nuances of human interaction within confined spaces, highlighting the ways individuals navigate power structures, often without conscious awareness.